Hey, you're watching Half Asian Tarot Queen, and I'm Elisa. Just reminding you the giveaway for October is the Urban Tarot. I really love this deck. It's based on a traditional deck, but all of the archetypes in the deck have been modernized, using New York City as a muse. Oh my god. I did the split, and this card has been coming up in like every reading this week, you know. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to take these two where I split it. But I got the Eon, which is kind of like judgment, you know. This is like a reckoning, karmic reckoning, and love. So maybe something is coming into balance with a relationship. I'm not sure. Today is actually the new moon in Libra, and I already did a reading for the new moon in Libra, which I'm kind of posting right now. And then but the energy is like so strong today, and I did that one a couple days ago, that I'm doing another reading, which is kind of the new moon in Libra and kind of like, I guess, the aftermath. But I'm going to the Mystical Shaman Oracle just to start pulling cards for this reading. But so far it looks like some sort of reckoning is happening involving some sort of relationship. The Two of Cups is like a soulmate relationship, but it doesn't necessarily have to be like a romantic relationship. It could be any kind of soulmate, you know. It could be someone in your family. It doesn't have to be limited to that. But yeah, I feel like in the last 3 readings I've done, that Eon Reckoning card has come. Oh my gosh. Wow. Today is going to be a big day. Okay. All right. Okay. So at the bottom we have the Witness. So this is a card of like being witness to the unfolding, you know. So it's just sort of like a thing that I've been struggling with today is just like accepting that like a situation might be out of your control, and you might just have to like let it unfold. And it's just like, yeah, like for me, like it's like I keep wanting to like intervene or change it, or, you know, but like I don't really have any control over the, you know, it's gonna be what it is, you know. Okay, so I've got the Tree of Life, the Spiral, and the Seer, which I think this is really good. And again, look at this. Matching colors. Okay, I'm back. So I had to go deal with some stuff, and now it really is the new moon. Like really happening right now. But yeah, it was funny because I was like, oh, these 2 cards match. But then I noticed the other cards match too, because like these 2 cards also match. And then these 2 cards kind of match. So it's like, oh, that's a different message, you know? So it's just sort of like, this is a card of like molting and of ascending, you know. It's like there's like these circular patterns that happen to in your life where it's like these situations will keep recurring until you like maybe learn a spiritual lesson or figure out like why you're repeating that pattern, maybe with different people or different situations, but it's like this recurring pattern. And when you unlock that, you kind of ascend to a different level, you know. And so it's interesting because it matches with this love card, this card about this relationship. And so to me that kind of speaks to like maybe there's a pattern that is happening in your relationship with someone else, that you're being enlightened about, or like maybe how you react to a certain person or situation, you're starting to see some wisdom about that, you know, and it's interesting because this card came out with this judgment, this karmic reckoning, you know, and this karmic reckoning card matches with the witness, which speaks to sort of like allowing things to unfold and like not being active, but like sort of focusing that energy inward on yourself, on like healing yourself, like looking at that pattern and like being still and seeing it, and then just watching and allowing things to unfold. So it's like not even a card of action. It's like deeper than that, you know? So it's like these things, it's like all related, you know? It's really cool how like all the messages are related. And then we have the Tree of Life, which is a card. I mean, this is kind of like your chakras, you know, like your upper chakras, like reach the sky and like connect you with like dreams and ambitions, where the lower root chakras like ground you to the earth. Like there has to be a balance between these two things, you know. And then we have the Seer, which talks about following your intuition and following your mind's eye. This reminds me of Rain Tarot because she's like the mind's eye, you know. If you're needing to find balance here, like your intuition is like leading the way. So like follow the hunches that you are getting from your intuition, you know. So it's like what I'm getting here is that there is some reckoning that's happening in some sort of relationship. And maybe this relationship, there's like a recurring pattern that's happening in this relationship. And like you're being sort of called to like look at that pattern and like how you might change, like how you're reacting to that pattern, you know, and like heal whatever it is inside of you, you know, that's attracting that, like, and by doing that, by healing that energy within yourself, you're going to see that the pattern might, like, that cycle might complete, and you might, like, actually step into a new way of being, like, just, like, kind of cut the pattern off, you know? So, like, follow your intuition and try to stay balanced, you know? Because that's like gonna lead to the best, you know, outcome. I mean, that's why your intuition is there, you know. So okay, so we're gonna go to the Muse Tarot, and we're gonna pick some overall energies for this reading. But it's like, you know, the new moon in Libra reading was all about like this, laying this foundation for this new sort of era, you know. And so this really speaks to like healing some sort of pattern, and how it's not about being active or being in control. It's about allowing things to unfold. Okay. So, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Inspiration. So this is a card of like standing your ground in the traditional deck, but I love the artwork in this deck because it talks about just like pushing aside the darkness to allow for this light to shine through, you know. But in order to do that, like you have to like push aside something that's kind of dark and heavy, you know. And it's interesting because we also have another seven, the Seven of Voices. And this kind of speaks to a reality check, you know. It's just sort of like this person here might be like imagining things in this black and white way, but actually that's just like a reflection. Like the actual reality in full color is completely different than that, you know. So it's just like you might be imagining something in this black and white way, but when the light is shown and the truth is shown on the situation, like, this is gonna kind of like crumble, you know, under the weight or whatever. So we've got the Queen of Wands here. So this is she's like a manifester, you know, like she's able to channel her emotions and like manifest things in a three-dimensional world. And then we have the Six of, which is like giving and receiving and like bringing that into balance. So it looks like there is this new era that's starting, but it's going to require some like internal work, you know, like pushing aside this, maybe this old pattern or way of seeing things that's like not quite in alignment with the way things are, pushing that aside, allowing it to come into balance, and that's what's going to like bring you into your power and able to like manifest, you know. And in doing that, you're going to ascend from some sort of recurring cycle and pattern in your life, and it's like going to impact this relationship. There's some reckoning here, you know. And so I think part of this thing is just like this relationship might ascend to another level of understanding, or, you know, maybe one of you might ascend and the other one might not. Like it's hard to say at this point, like how that's gonna go. So we're just gonna have to see. Okay, so we're gonna go to the Golden Art Nouveau, pick some general cards. Okay, so at the bottom we've got the Star, which is a card of healing, and it's a card of wishes coming true. So that's really good, you know. We have the King of Swords. We have the Four of Swords. And we have the Page of Swords. So it's a lot of air energy. But this kind of speaks to like, it's interesting because this is kind of like can be like a stalker sort of energy. It fell right on top of the Seven of Swords, which is kind of like this person is maybe getting a reality check, you know, like they're maybe like not able to like accept things the way they are, and so this is like fueling this really toxic situation. But like the truth is being shown on that, you know, and so it's just like this is coming into balance and allowing for like maybe the drama to like end. Excuse me. And we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and we have the Page of Pentacles. So it's just sort of like we're planting seeds, you know, this truth is coming out. We're planting seeds for the future. We're coming into balance, and it's leading to this like connection, you know. So we've got this Two of Cups again. So it's just like there's this reckoning, which is going to allow for this new era, you know. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, which is like stepping forward in a tangible way, you know. Like the truth is being shown on whatever this is. It's coming into balance so that we can actually move forward. Because it's like when you are not seeing things the way they are, like this leads to being stuck, like, and not being able to move forward. Because you're just like wanting things to be the way that you imagine them to be, and if you're not able to let go of that, then there's just like this blockage. But this kind of indicates like some step in the right direction, you know, which is good. Okay, I'm gonna go to the Muse to pick a couple cards of guidance about how we're gonna move through this moment. But it is the beginning of a new era, so oh my gosh, we got the Page of Pentacles again. Okay. Alright, so we've got the Magician. So this is a manifester, which fell on top of the Queen of Wands, which is also a manifester. So this is someone who's like manifesting, you know. There's a reality check, and they're planting seeds for the future, but they're building, you know. They're building something, you know. And then we have this balancing that's happening with this love, you know. It's allowing for some rest, like maybe the drama is finally going to end and we're breaking through this stalemate and starting to take a step in the right direction, you know. And we have the Eight of Emotions, which is like leaving behind something that you've invested a lot in, and like you know, there's like all this emotion here, and you're kind of like setting off on a new journey, you know. So it's like we're leaving behind this House of Cards, and we're kind of like taking a tangible step forward. So this is good. This is good. Like we're moving forward into reality. I mean, we did talk about building a new foundation, going forward for the new moon and Libra reading. So yeah, this talks about sort of like moving forward into like a tangible reality, like no more pie in the sky, you know, attachment to like this false reality, you know, like we're going forward. Okay. So we got lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go, which is like, okay, like we have to live in reality now, like it's time, you know. And we got star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission activation. So that's good. We've got the support of the stars, you know, and whatever this is that's unfolding. But there's some major karma happening here. Things are getting rebalanced, but it's good because it's allowing movement, you know. So good luck. We'll check in soon.